Alright everyone, so with the release of the brand new Transforming Dokkan Fest cooler on the Japanese version and how incredibly good this unit is, one of the huge questions that is percolating from the global community is, should we skip these banners in favor of this banner? So that being said, in today's video we're going to go ahead and answer that question and some more that you guys might have had as it pertains to upcoming global banners, give you guys some of my opinions, and talk about that stuff. So if you guys enjoy, hit that subscribe if you're new for more content, as well as that notifications so you don't miss anything that we upload here on the channel. Today's video like goal is 2,000 likes for the double banner hype. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the reason why this is a big deal is because, well, obviously this just came on JP, right? So we're looking at this right now, and we're seeing this cooler and seeing how good he is, right? So he's fresh in our minds, right? So there's that. But from the global perspective, these banners have been pretty much confirmed to be coming next because the tickets were data mined. So these are going to be coming really soon to global, and that makes sense because global is actually not really missing too many units. The main disparity is for like story events and free units and also EZAs, but they're really not missing many. It's these two, this banner, I think Gohan and Piccolo are like the only other ones. There might be one more in there, but that's pretty much it. So they're not missing much when it comes to the overall like bigger banners. Okay, there might be like an LR or two, but whatever, regardless. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So on the surface, my answer is just flat out no, right? And the reason why is because really quickly, these are, oh, I accidentally closed this ZAMASU banner. These are 3-in-1 free, right? So when they're 3-in-1 free, the value is too good. So we're going to, in the meantime, open up this ZAMASU banner again. The value is too good, right? So when you're looking at the opportunity to go, okay, 3-in-1 free for X number of times, you can do so many more units, it summons overall, you get more value for the stones spent versus a regular Dokkan Fest banner. Because no matter how good, how shiny, how new cooler is, that is what his banner is. It's just a regular Dokkan Fest banner. So let's look at it from a different perspective, though. And I'm a huge proponent of summoning for what you want, right? And what you're a huge fan of. Don't let anybody tell you how to run your account, especially when it comes to your enjoyment, right? So if you like Cooler, and whether his banner overall is better or not, if you like Cooler, definitely save for him. I do want to kind of throw out the idea that this is always something that pops up in the global community because obviously the disparity between units is at least 4 to 6 months at times when it comes to the release schedule between the Japanese and the global version. So, you know, by the time this guy rolls around and you've saved for him, you'll probably still pull because you wanted him all along, but there might have come, something else might have come. Like we're actually, at the end of the year, we're approaching like a lot of big milestones. So holidays and also the anniversary is on the Japanese version in literally a few months. So like you could, by the time this comes to global, unless they skip stuff or whatever, you know, you'll probably have something else to target. And that's the main problem with saving for a specific banner because that milestone always shifts, right? So let's take a look at the actual characters on the banners and talk about their value. So we have the Trunks banner, which features Trunks, who is, in my opinion, one of the best Dokkan Fest units in the game. He's actually like an incredible unit. Same applies for Gogeta Blue. And then we have a pretty big drop-off, and also these units are pretty common. So like Future Gohan, pretty common, and has also been basically redone. I don't want to say redone because he's the category lead, but you get my point. There's a new Future Gohan in the game now. We have SSBE Vegeta, we have Vegito Blue, and these units are honestly years old at this point. They're very old, and you can get them at pretty much any point at this point. Like, if you guys want them, that's fair, like I mentioned, but the reality is that all these units after Gogeta Blue are incredibly old. Even Gogeta's, what, like almost a year old now? And he's still really good, though. And that's not to say that SSBE isn't good or Vegito Blue isn't good. It's just they're on a lot of banners, so that's something to consider. Let's take a look at the ZAMASU variation. So same thing is going on here. We have access to the ZAMASU, and we have Broly. And then afterwards, I wouldn't say it's as big of a drop-off. I think there's value to be had in Goku Black, especially because of the Goku event. And then Turles has always had like a wonky release schedule, but he's pretty much on all these like duo, like hero-villain type of banner celebrations that we get. He might have been omitted from a couple on global, but he's here again, so if you want Turles, Turles is definitely worth considering to pull on. And then STR Rose and ZAMASU, for the record, ZAMASU and Trunks, and this is probably like a year away for global because of how far behind they are on EZAs, but they are on the docket for like getting EZAs soon on the Japanese version, anytime within the next few months. Because there's only those two. Omega's getting his now in a couple of days. And then the last one other than that is who? Vegeta? There might be one more. Vegeta and I think there's one more. But whatever. There's not very many that are from that meta, that time period of the game. So, yeah, that's something to consider too. by the time that, you know, the Meta Cooler banner comes around, maybe you have a better perspective, or excuse me, the Cooler banner, you have a better perspective of how good some of these units are going to become. So let's take a look at Cooler's banner for comparison. So Cooler has, he's got some of the same going on with some of these older units, like this 120 liter Cooler, who's still really good, one of the better ones from that era. Golden Frieza, who can be good in spots. He's got the Wicked Bloodline leader, so you can actually summon on this banner and get the Wicked Bloodline category going with some of their strongest units overall. Got the new Thouser/Salza available on the banner. And you have these two Gokus in the middle here. So these two are among some of the best cards in the game, among like the Dokkan Fest cards overall, as far as like how good they are, the quality. Particularly this Namek Goku. I'm a huge proponent of this card. I think he is so good. I think he's one of the overall like great, you know, cards in the game. So, oh, Renzi added that. He didn't tell me he added that. Anyways, so yeah, there we go. So Namek Goku, definitely worth owning. So I'd actually put like this, the value of this banner, honestly, I would say aside from the 3-in-1 free, the quality of units here is actually, I think, better than some of these other ones here. Like, it just depends on what you really need, but I feel like some of these have a pretty big drop-off, especially with how common some of the units are on Dokkan Fest banners in general. Like, if you're setting Trunks aside on this banner and Gogeta aside, you know, this banner has a strong run for the money, and especially even if you consider Trunks and Gogeta, Goku and Cooler are at least as good of a duo on a banner, right? A lot of people are calling this Cooler the best Dokkan Fest unit in the game right now, aside from obviously the LRs, but he's definitely the best TUR. So, like, that's kind of what we're looking at, right? And Kid Goku will always kind of be good, but always be kind of underrated anyway. So let's take a look, at what the units do to give you guys a little bit of a better perspective. So again, I've so far said that the overall value of the banners, as far as stones spent, because the 3-in-1 free perspective of the banners does mean that these would be really good banners overall. That's just how it is, right? That's what they're meant to be. And knowing Global, they'll probably have discounts on like the first 2 or 3 summons anyway. So really the incentive is going to be there to summon on these banners, and you would not be wrong for doing so. But aside from that, I think this is probably the better banner to summon on and definitely wait for, while also acknowledging the fact that, again, if you do wait for this banner, it could come anytime soon, sooner or later. We don't know. Sometimes they release stuff in weird schedules. Global does. But if you wait for this banner, by the time you wait for it, another banner probably would have popped up with, like, I don't know, SS4 Gogeta again or something. I don't know, something hype that you would really want. I don't know. So that's kind of where we're looking at things from, right? So let's just go ahead and consider that. Also, there are, again, other units in circulation for Global, like Kale and Caulifla, that need to be considered. So the Dokkan Fest units, in fact, before we move on to that next segment where we talk about the units in general, let's just show you some of the banners JP's got. So JP's currently right here. We've got these banners live right now. And these are other inconsequential banners, Easy A banners, category banners, yada yada, just stuff that doesn't matter. So premium banner here, we have this Gohan banner. You see the characters that he's featured alongside for the most part. I definitely, unless you want him, I definitely wouldn't consider like really saving for that. And this is where Global's able to cheat the gap a bit by having same time releases as JP. It's a big thing for Global to be able to do that, because it obviously alleviates some of the release schedule. Another banner that's going to pop out is this Double Rates Girl banner, so that's something that's going to take up some time on Global as well. We have Dokkan Fest Piccolo here, and again, just not a lot that's really, really missing. Oh, for the record, I don't think Global ever got the Tanabata banner this year, so that could be in circulation too. So there's that. Also, there's going to be another Dragon Ball Heroes banner that might pop up on Global at the same time. It's the first time that we've been in that type of situation, aside from this World Mission banner, which was for the game release, so we couldn't really count that. So we'll see what happens with that in like a week or so whenever that comes out on the Japanese version, with like Golden Meta Cooler and stuff. But JP hasn't even been dropping like LR units. They've been dropping like a lot of reruns. So here we are at where we're talking about currently, these banners overall. Wait, no, this one. Is this the one? Global, I don't think ever got this either. They might have. I don't think they got the second one. I don't think they did. So there's that. Oh, by the way, Gawasu's banner does come out alongside them if you want to summon for him. I believe he's unfeatured on Trunks' banner, but like, so. Anyways, here's some more examples of Global cheating the gap by getting Global first stuff. Also, the same time release. So there's that. Yeah, there's really not much. Like, Global's not missing anything, pretty much. They have majority of the units that JP has, aside from Easy A's and store units. So, Cooler. So Cooler's category that he introduces is Conquest of Terror. Here is a look at the Conquest of Terror category. You can take a look at it. I didn't really mention Thouser at all, but definitely a good card, right? So when you consider that card too, I do think that this is just the best banner pretty much listed here. It just depends on what you need and what you're trying to play. Like if you want to play the Goku event, there's some really good units here on these other Trunks and ZAMASU banners. But Conquest of Terror, we have a lot of really good units in here. It's just a villains category as you would expect, right? So a good category of characters. And the leader skill boost is pretty powerful. We do have access to another Wicked Bloodline leader, or not Wicked Bloodline, excuse me, Transformation Boost, which is really good. Transformation Boost has some of the best units in the game because all the transforming cards pretty much are in this category. Like, so there's that. So like that's how it works. So Transformation Boost is a very high value category. Not only that though, he's a Transformation Boost support unit, 30% and 2 key, or he switches to being Conquest of Terror support, whichever you prefer. You're going to get this one most of the time, the Transformation Boost, but he's even start of the turn viable with 100%. Man, I have a burp and I just didn't want to go. 100% at the start of the turn, and also debuffs. So he's good as he is, and he transforms as early as 3 turns or 6 turns. It depends on the conditions. And the first condition you're going to get most of the time. And then when he transforms, he turns into an insane damage dealer. Like, he stacks attack limitlessly, pretty much guaranteed crits versus majority of the game. He's really good. Really good. If you haven't seen my runs with him, I'll leave some down below so you can kind of validate that. But he's really good. In fact, I'll leave runs for all 3 of these units down below because they're all really good. So ZAMASU out of these 3 is probably, I'd say ZAMASU is probably the worst one, but that's not bad. I mean, they're all like top tier units. But I think ZAMASU is the worst one with the least viability, and the reason why is because he also isn't that great versus the Goku event. He has good defense down, but he has good defense down on the enemy, with the super attack I mean, but his defense is so low, it's not great. Also, debuffing superclass allies isn't a huge deal, but it is something worth consideration. And he has no natural defense. Damage reduction by 20% is laughable when you have no natural defense. And he only has 130 of the defense stats, so he's not going to tank super well. HP and attack is a nice combination for offensive units, but the reality is when you have 130 defense but 170 HP, it's fluff. You want to have, ideally, if you're looking for defense, 170 HP and defense. But this, the higher number is irrelevant as far as HP is concerned because, okay, with 130 defense, I'm taking, I don't know, let's say 100k on a normal hit. If I'm at 170 defense, I'm taking a lot less. So that makes up for the difference with less HP. It's very misleading, the HP stat, when it's comboed with attack, right? So there's that. So that's just things to consider. Trunks, though, and ZAMASU are both double transforming units. At Trunks' final phase, he's 30% and 10% defense per key sphere obtained. Attacks effective against all types, so he's got that Gogeta mixed in. And then randomly changes key spheres at a certain time to tech, one time only. So the one time only really sucks. Most of the time, I just leave him in this form, and he's really good. One thing that you need to know is that his passive stack, up to 80% at the start of each turn, does not translate to transformation. The super attack stack does, but this does not. So he actually, in a lot of cases, is in his best when he's here. But if you really just want to go for that finisher, all offense, also super effective against all types, defense down, you can, and you can bring out the best in this guy. So back to ZAMASU, one of the hardest hitting units in the game. That's pretty much all I really have to say for him. That's pretty much it. Like, the healing is in there too. The healing is here to offset some of his defensive woes. He's better here defensively at 20% reduction, or 40%, excuse me, instead of 20%. He's good, man, but versus that content specifically, he'll struggle. SVR, he takes a good bit of damage too, but definitely one of the harder hitters at a freaking 280% attack increase on the passive. So that's kind of what we're looking at. All very good units. So, and I just want to point out that, again, the Goku event is not our premier endgame content. There's other content like SBR, which I've argued could be harder than the Goku event. There's Battlefield, there's EZAs. There's a lot of the Dokkan events are still in circulation somewhere. They've gotten a teeny bit harder, I guess. There's a lot of content, so it depends what you're going for, ideally. And again, some are for what you want, but I've kind of given you guys all the tools. So let me know what you guys think. Hit that subscribe if you are new, that notification as well. And if you guys enjoyed, if this was helpful for you and all that stuff, please share the video around with your friends if they're wondering this as well as hitting that thumbs up. It really, really helps out the channel, and I appreciate it. So have an awesome day, everyone, and be sure to let me know what you guys think down below. I'll catch all of you in the next one.